Hey guys, I'm back. So starting from today, I will be making a series of videos to introduce you about the city of Nice, so that in this case you guys can have an idea of how it feels like to actually live here in Nice, because like really this is a very great city and I really want you guys to know more about it, and I'm also very interested in sharing how I feel, my personal perspective about living here in Nice. So let's start from the places surrounding me. Well, of course, the place where I live. Alright, so this wonderful apartment here, this very Peruvian style apartment, is the place where I live. So you can see there's like a very big balcony, and also there are some sculptures around the balcony, which is really cool. So yeah, you might be thinking that this is actually like a super fancy, typical French apartment, but no, it's actually not the case. Because like the inside is really shabby and really old, undecorated. And here's one interesting thing about finding a house in Nice, because like usually the better it looks from the outside, the shittier it's gonna look from the inside, and also vice versa. The worse it looks from the outside, the better it looks from the inside. So yeah, I guess this is really a big lesson about never to judge a book by its cover. Alright, so now we're gonna turn around and head down the Boulevard Gambetta, and eventually we're gonna try to get to the Mediterranean and also where the Promenade is. So it's like walking along Gambetta, the first thing you're going to notice is this casino supermarket right below my apartment. And this is actually something I really like about Nice here, because like the life here is quite convenient, especially compared with Freiburg. Because like, really, can you imagine like this a supermarket right beneath the building? And this is actually something I kind of missed about Shanghai, and that's actually something I really like. Because like the life in Shanghai is just like so convenient. Really, there's like convenience stores everywhere. And after I came to Freiburg, I actually have some problems with like shopping sometimes. I'm like, well, my apartment is okay. Like there's some Aldi, Edeka, everything around me. But then like I know also a lot of places where like supermarkets and stuff is. Oh yeah. Sorry I had to pause the video just now, because like I was just stopped by an old lady from Austria. Like she was telling me she just came here, but she lost her bank card and now she has no money with her, and she was like acting really desperate. So out of my merciful heart, I had to lend her 70 euros, and I really hope like she said she's gonna contact me tomorrow or like the day after tomorrow to give me back the money, but I really hope like she's actually gonna contact me and give me back the 70 euro, because I really don't want to, end up being a good guy, but end up losing 70 euros for nothing. But well, anyway, I was just talking about like some of the like a small comparison between Shanghai, Nice, and Freiburg, especially between like Shanghai and Nice. So it's like I was saying the convenience of life is quite similar in Shanghai compared with Nice, and I also want to say like something else which is quite similar between Shanghai and Nice is actually the weather, which might sound a bit strange, because like here in Nice is the Mediterranean weather, and in Shanghai it's actually the subtropical monsoon weather. But actually there are sometimes similarities. So it's like, for example, at least on a clear day, you always have the sun, both in Shanghai and Nice. It can be warm even in November and December. But then like it's also windy somehow, so it's like the wind is chilly. So in general, we can say like it is chilly in both in Shanghai and Nice in December and November, but sometimes you just get like you get sunshine as well, which warms you up. But then like when you go back inside the room, yeah, it gets frozen again. So yeah, I like walking here. Sometimes it feels a bit like home, and also like also in Shanghai we have a lot of European architectures, like neoclassical style, which is quite similar to here in Europe, like especially here in Nice. So yeah, that's also like a very great reminder. Well, actually Boulevard Gambetta is kind of dark because it's covered by houses on both sides. But in case if you're thinking why did the light suddenly became a bit brighter, it's because we're actually now leaving Boulevard Gambetta, and guess where we are? Yeah, we're at the Promenade. We're at the Mediterranean finally. The best place in Nice. Yeah, see? That's the Promenade. So now I'm on the Promenade because I just crossed the road, and I'm just gonna scroll around and so you guys can see what it looks like on the Promenade and also at the seaside. Yeah, the sea is behind me, and I don't know if you can see some seagulls flying. Yeah, okay, there's one behind me. Yeah, a lot. Okay, there's a lot behind me. And also, like, now you can't really see, but like the sun is quite just setting already now, so I would say it's a very good time, because like now, it's actually possible today to see a sunset, and I'm gonna try my best to see if I can film the sunset as well, because like here, yeah, it's also great to see the Mediterranean sunset wherever corner you are around the Mediterranean. The sunset is always the best part about it. So aside from the sea, when you walk along the promenade, you can always see something else that's very pretty alongside it. So for example, if you turn this way, you'll see Hotel de Fresco, which is one of the fanciest, one of the best hotels in Nice. But unfortunately, we cannot go inside because it's actually more inside. But what I really like about this area is actually the building next to it, the Musée Masséna. That's actually a villa, but oh wait, I think it's open now. Yeah, alright. So in this case, we're gonna go inside and let's talk more about this beautiful villa. Alright, so we're inside the garden of Musée Masséna. So obviously, this villa got its name from a French politician whose name is Victor Masséna. But I'm pretty sure nobody knows him. It's fine, because like what's really interesting about this guy is actually his grandfather, whose name is Anglais Masséna. He is actually one of Napoleon's best generals. So it's like, if you're interested in the history of the Napoleonic era, I'm pretty sure you've definitely heard this name many times. Now, Musée Masséna is actually one of my favorite museums in Nice. It's not just because it's very beautiful, I mean not just the garden. And the exterior, the architect is also very beautiful. The interior is also really great because it really preserved what this villa looked like when it was first built in the 1920s. But also like the exhibits inside the museum are also really great, because just as I mentioned, Anglais Masséna was the grandfather of the owner of this house. So of course, since now it's a museum, it focuses mainly on the Napoleonic era, which also includes many paintings of Anglais Masséna, a lot of generals, Napoleon himself, and there was even a gigantic painting of Giuseppe Garibaldi in here. Giuseppe Garibaldi, the famous Italian general, who was also born in Nice. Oh, I'm very sorry. Yeah, sorry about that. I forgot to mention. Yeah, Anglais Masséna was a local of Nice, so that's why, like in Nice, there are a lot of things named after him. It's not just this museum, but also like the main square of Nice is called Place Massena, which was also named after him. So yeah, like we're gonna go to Place Massena for sure, but it's gonna be a bit later, and probably I'm gonna save it for the next video. But yeah, like now let's just focus on, just look at this garden. Just look at how beautiful it is, how calm it is. And also these palm trees, I really love these things. It always gives you like a tropical feeling, even though now it's kind of freezing already. But yeah, it kind of warms up your heart, so yeah, it's really great to have them wherever you are. Okay, so I just crossed 2 red lights and we're back at the Promenade again. I have to apologize that I think I might have to give up the filming the sunset plan, because obviously it's a bit too cloudy today for sunset. So yeah, I think maybe I'll do it for the next time. But I want to tell you guys something about this promenade. So the full name of this promenade is called Promenade des Anglais, which translates into English is the Promenade of the English. So why would they call it the Promenade of the English in a French city? Well, it has something to do with the reason why Nice became a tourist attraction. So it's like back in the 19th century, you know, like back then Britain was at the height of the Industrial Revolution. So you can imagine there are a lot of factories and cities, which they create a lot of air pollutions. So back then people were like really sick because of the air pollutions. So at that time, if you go to a doctor, instead of giving you actually some medicines, prescriptions, they would just recommend you to go to the Mediterranean, breathe some fresh air, and that's actually what many rich and powerful British tourists did. So like they actually came to Nice and just to breathe some sea air. So but back then, like there wasn't this promenade, and then like the old town of Nice was a quite dirty place. So like they wanted to have a section especially reserved for themselves, where they can just like walk along, just breathe the sea air completely. So that's why they ended up, you know, they ended up like paying to build this gigantic promenade along the sea, and because of this, it was called the Promenade Jean Medicin. Well, even though we're not going to see a sunset today, but still, like the, I don't know, it's like, what do you call it, like the pattern of the cloud is still really beautiful. And then like here you see like a flag. This is actually the flag of the football club in Nice, and as you can see, it's like half risen. I think that's because of the terrorist attack that happened last month, just one day before the lockdown. And I want to show you guys like the somewhat nice view of Nice here. Like this casino over there. Actually, there are like two casinos over there, so it's like if you go this direction, there's like the really big one, Promenade, and this one's like a relatively modern one, but not that impressive actually. So yeah, alright, now we're gonna turn around to look at the sea. Look at the waves here. Yeah, do you see that? Do you see that? This pile of rocks over there? I think like you can actually put like a statue of Little Mermaid there. Because I think like in Copenhagen they actually put the statue also on some rocks like this in the sea as well. And well, yeah, like here you can see the moon is fully risen, even though behind some clouds, but yeah, like you can already imagine like what it's gonna look like at midnight. And then if you go a bit this way, that's like the Jardin Albert I. I have no idea what to call this, but well, at least Jardin is a garden. It's French, so well, at least it's a garden, a really nice garden. And yeah, so it's great. I mean, it's kind of cold now already, so I had to put my scarf on. We're gonna walk a bit further. I don't know if you can see like this gigantic bronzing just underneath the moon, but that's like where we're gonna finish today. Alright, we're getting some kind of modern art vibes here, but if you look at this blue chair, like from this angle it looks kind of cubic, but then like, alright, like from this angle it's even more cubic, but then like if you walk really close, you'll realize it's just like a very thin layer of board. And speaking of the blue chairs, like usually along the promenade there's like really along the promenade there's like all is filled with chairs, like some are blue, some are white. And then like after a lockdown, I think like in the first phase they removed all the blue chairs, and then like recently they moved all the white chairs as well. So it's like now there's absolutely no chair left on the promenade, and that was like kind of devastating for me, because then like just a few minutes ago I was trying to find a place to sit to recharge my phone, and then like I couldn't find any place to sit, so I ended up having to sit on one of those white bars, and yeah, it was kind of freezing to sit on it right now. But yeah, okay, now you see like this bouncing, and okay, yeah, we're just gonna go there real quickly. And okay, so we're at the modern art masterpiece now. Alright, take a look here. Yeah, it looks really like Shanghai Tower, but unfortunately it's not Shanghai Tower. This is actually a statue, first of all, which might be a bit mind-blowing, but it is a statue. And actually this is like the highest statue in France, which is 30 meters tall. And like the name of the statue is called Neuf Lignes Obliques, so like in English, like the 9 diagonal lines. And it's actually made to celebrate like the 150th anniversary of Nice becoming a part of France. So why is it 9 lines? Well, you can't really see it here, but yeah, it's like 9 lines, because like it was said like there's, I don't know, like 9 valleys around Nice, something like that. And yeah, so by nature it's just like 9 very rusty metal bars standing here. And actually like the interesting thing is like if you go a bit inside, like the inner side of these metal bars is like a bit lighter in color compared with the outside. So it's like I heard like this actually means something like the old guarding the new. So it's like Nice is like a very traditional city, and then like with the traditions it also absorbs like new things, stuff like that. So yeah, like, you know, it's like a typical modern art piece where you have to, you know, spend a lot of time to interpret it. But well, the interesting thing about this statue is it actually costed 2 million euros. So it's like 2 million euros for this thing. Well, personally I was a bit astonished, because like really, if you give me 2 million euros I can probably create something. But actually like the funniest thing about this statue here is well, this is actually not its original location. Its original location is actually here. So well, So you might be wondering why did it move from here to there? Well, because like after the statue was erected here, a few years later they decided actually to build like some kind of underground garage down here. So obviously like the statue is too much for the weight. So yeah, well they had to move the statue from here to there, which guess what cost cost an extra 1 million euros. So yes, so for this modern art masterpiece you get it's 3 million euros for this whatever it is. And well, the reason why I call it a modern art masterpiece is I don't know if you heard about this movie Full Metal Jacket, because like in this movie there's like a line which says like you just look so ugly, you're like a modern art masterpiece. So yeah, it's like my personal way of mocking it. But speaking of which, actually another reason why people speculate that the statue was placed right here at this position is because of this restaurant, Le Petit Maison. Because like this was actually where Christine Estrosi and Nicolas Sarkozy, this is like their favorite restaurant. So it's like people were saying, yeah, probably they put the statue here so that, you know, whenever they have a lunch at this restaurant here, they can just like, you know, enjoy their masterpiece while eating some great French cuisine. Yeah, so yeah, it's kind of a funny story. Alright, so now we're at a quite important intersection here. So behind me is Place Massena, which I just mentioned earlier. And then if you turn this way, look at this glamorous street, that's the old town. And so yeah, like I'm gonna call it a day for the video now. Because like for Place Massena and also the main avenue, Jean Medicin, I'm gonna do another video about it. And also about the old town, I'm gonna also do another video about it. So yeah, well, this is the first part of the video. Well, I just showed you guys Avenue Gambetta, Boulevard Gambetta, and also the Promenade, which are two really great places in Nice. And yeah, so we'll see you guys next time, and stay tuned.